That's Wilde. Welcome to the Star-Tribune.
Thank you very, very much.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So we'll just get right into tell us about a vote Mike Enzi's made with which you disagreed, and tell us why you would have voted differently.
Well, you know what? There's probably been quite a few. Right now, I'm not going to bring anything up right now because right now it's not Mike Enzi. It's the preacher man, Charles Hardy, where I'm going with this, and we have to get one thing done first, and then we go the other way.
So tell me about Charlie Hardy then. Where do you disagree with him?
Well, you know what? We're probably like night and day, with our views. And on the 14th, up in Riverton, that's all going to come out. We've got our debate. Well, here he is, a retired priest. Okay, I'm a working man. Is there separation of church and state? Mr. Hardy's never paid taxes all his life, and now all of a sudden he jumps from the pulpit to the podium. We're going to be as different as night and day with our views.
So it's no secret that Washington politics are polarized. How would you succeed in that environment and ensure that your legislation would get passed?
Well, succeed in that environment. That environment has totally lost touch with the people in the pits, the working people. They're just the health care. Here's one thing, health care. Why don't we have, they've got Obamacare and all this. Why don't we have health care like they have up there? They better than us? No, they're not better. We should have the same health care they have. When I was in Italy, they had socialized medicine. I lived there for 6 years of my life. 3 years in the military. I was in the 509th Battalion Combat Team over there. But I went back in 1986 and lived on the economy. And I went back and was a legal alien there and working at a winery. And we had health care over there, and you were taken care of. The Italian system takes care of their people, and most European countries do. Why can't we have some semblance of a health plan here for everybody, like socialized medicine? We're world leaders, and this country is, and we should take care of our people. Instead of spending all this money abroad and wasting it and everything. Here's a perfect example. The Ukraine gets in a little trouble. We just sling them $1 billion like that. $1 billion we didn't have. Here's another thing. We supposedly got Mr. Bin Laden, and where do we get him? In Pakistan. And we continue to give billions of dollars to Pakistan? What's our thinking mode here? Let's take care of home. Let's take care of our people here. Take care of our infrastructure, because our infrastructure is falling apart.
So let's say you want to take leadership on these issues. As if you'd be elected, you'd be the senator from Wyoming. You'd be one of the newest members in the Senate. Why should we give up the seniority that Mike Enzi has, assuming that you'd be elected as be the Democratic primary challenger? Why would we give that up for you?
Because you need new blood. Mike Enzi's been there. He's been there forever. You know what? Vote him out. Vote them all out.
Well, I can only vote for the Wyoming ones, so I can't.
Well, that's just a phrase. Yeah.
So let's talk about energy exports of coal and natural gas. What would you do to help Wyoming's products make it to foreign customers?
Well, Governor Meade went to Washington and was looking at a port there, and I'm sure there's plenty of other ways to. Well, first and foremost, the coal is going to go to China, Taiwan, Asia. That's the route. It's not going to go across to Europe or anything like that. So you're looking at rail systems and ports on the east or the west coast to get it there. But first, you have to work with all these leaders and everything, and then you've got the other problem, of where we're trying to have these new coal plants that stand up to the EPA regs and everything. And no matter what this world does, the Chinese and Asians are going to burn coal regardless, and that doesn't just stay over their own country. It goes everywhere. So,
What role should the Environmental Protection Agency play, and do you think it's fulfilling that role?
oh, it needs to, we need to have clean air. We need to have clean air, we need to have clean water. And you've got all these different entities that you have to look at, and I think the EPA has been a little hard on the coal issue, because our coal here in Wyoming has less sulfur than all the other coals in the United States. We're the #1 producer of coal here in Wyoming. I think West Virginia is second, but I think they need to lighten up a little bit on the coal burning plants.
Why?
Well, because I think that they're pushing too hard, too quickly. These changes with these plants don't happen overnight, and I think we need to ease into it, because like I said before, no matter what, everybody else is going to be burning coal.
You've seen members of Congress in recent years happily take the federal debt obligations to the brink of default. Would you back such a move in the future, and if so, under what conditions?
No, they need to work across the aisle, and that's been the main problem. They haven't been working together. It's Republicans against Democrats. They need to get together on the issues and stop the. President Obama's, when he came into office, all he's been up against the wall the whole time, and he has not had help from both sides, really. I mean, Democrats do their thing and stuff, and Republicans do their thing, but these last, since he's taken office, the Republicans and Democrats have basically put up barbed wire between themselves.
On Obama, what are positions that what's a position of his that you have a problem with?
That his first year in office, he did not go to Arlington Cemetery on Veterans Day.
Why did you decide to run for the Senate?
Well, one morning I woke up and opened up the paper. I was drinking my espresso in the morning there, and I looked at the front page, and there it was. It says Liz Cheney was dropping out of the race, and it all but assured Mike Enzi another term. And so I said, well, somebody's got to run against him. Well, for a while nobody was standing up or anything, and so finally I started telling people I was going to run for the United States Senate, because I wasn't going to let him run unopposed, because I said I don't think a Republican's going to stand up for it. So anyway, I told a bunch of people and everything. I called up Democratic headquarters and told them, well, first of all, when I called up Democratic headquarters, I told them my name was Rex Wilde, and that I was planning on running for the United States Senate, and did they have anybody? They said no, and then I started talking to, and the lady goes, well, we can't give you no backing. We can't back you. I said, whoa. I said, I'm not doing this for backing. I said, when I ran for governor in 2010, you guys were a little upset with me that I didn't announce to you first. And so that's why I'm calling. I said, this is just a courtesy call. Next Wednesday morning at 8 a.m., I'm going to announce my candidacy for the United States Senate. Okay? Well, I called you guys up that Wednesday morning, and I forget who I talked to now. It was the gentleman I was talking to. I said, yes, I said, I need to make a press release here because I'm going to be running for the United States Senate. And he goes, oh, Charles, we already know about that and everything. We already know. And I go, what? I said, my name's Rex Wilde. He goes, you're not Charles Hardy? I said, no. And so I'm going to myself, what the heck? And he goes, well, this Charles Hardy announced before you and stuff. And I guess he announced 12 hours before me. And anyway, so we're both running, and you know, there we are.
So here's a two-part question. First, about Charlie Hardy. Why should I vote for you instead of Charlie Hardy? And then second, assuming that you get through the primary, why should I vote for you instead of Mike Hemsey?
Well, the reason you should vote for me is because I'm a working man. I'm right at ground level. I live paycheck to paycheck. I've been on unemployment. I've had my unemployment benefits cut off by the governor of Wyoming and the legislature because Wyoming was too proud to take the federal extension. Okay? I'm a veteran. I'm for our veterans 100%. Served my country. I'm just a good all-around guy, you know. But you know, I only have an associate's degree in arts and sciences, and cabinet maker from Old Cheyenne, and I'm a regular person. And now, why should you vote for me rather than Mike Hemsey? Well, you know, Mike Hemsey's got his well-oiled machine and that. He only comes out every 6 years to punch his meal ticket. He's got his 1 cent plan that he came up with after all these years. He finally come up with the 1 cent plan. Well, maybe I could come up with a 2 cent plan. It'd be twice as good, twice as better, you know.
So tell me about the results of your run for governor and what lessons you took away from that.
Well, I got beat up pretty bad, didn't I? You know, but the thing was, I won 2 counties, Uinta and Crook. I took $200 in that campaign. The rest was on my own. I drove across the state, sleeping out under the stars, talking to people, going to places. I did my debates, and you know what I've learned? And my mom told me the other day again, Rex, you can't win unless you got money. And you know, that may be true, but I'm running. I'm on the ballot. I'm giving it my best shot. And this time I have not taken a cent from anybody, which makes me pretty unique. So.
Well, that's my list of questions. That give you a few minutes to make a closing statement.
Okay, well, I want to thank all our veterans out there for your service, and especially the ladies and gentlemen right now that are still in harm's way in Iraq and Afghanistan. And you know, keep Wyoming wild.
Great. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Yeah.